Welcome to the Reiki Witch Podcast. I'm Becca, your host, a Reiki master and practicing witch with a passion for blending the mystical and the practical. Whether we're uncovering ancient wisdom to deepen your spiritual practice or navigating strategies to streamline your spiritual business, this podcast is your sacred space to grow, learn, and thrive. Hello, my powerful little moonbeams. Today, I want to talk about something that I think every spiritual or wellness entrepreneur needs to hear. It's important to be very mindful about the kind of advice you take, especially around rest, slowing down, or taking time off in your business. Because the truth is, the advice someone gives you is based on where they are in their business journey, not necessarily where you are. And with the Capricorn full moon energy still rippling through the air, that sacred reminder of structure, long-term vision, and steady progress, this is the perfect moment to talk about the balance between rest and responsibility, hustle and healing. So before you take someone's advice to slow down or take lots of breaks, ask yourself, 1, are they 10, 14, or maybe 20 years into their business? 2, are they making hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars a year? Or 3, do they have a full team running their back end while they rest? Because these things really matter. If you're still in your first 1 to 3 years, maybe even 5 years in to building your business, your season of business is completely different. You're building, you're planting seeds, you're showing up before the big rewards come. Now, does that mean you need to hustle? Yep, probably. You'll most likely be working evenings and weekends, especially if you have a full-time job during the week. That's just the reality of building something from the ground up. Now, does that mean you need to run yourself into the ground and work until 3 a.m. every night and completely burn yourself out? No, of course not. Please do not do that. That's not sustainable either. But be discerning. Not all advice is relevant to where you are right now. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I have lived it. When I first started my business, I wanted to take long breaks over the winter, like 2-3 months, like completely off, go underground, disappear. And I did. And you know what happened? I lost momentum. I was just getting started, and I hadn't built up the trust or reputation yet with my audience and clients. And taking that long of a break so early cost me more than I realized. Yes, I built the momentum back up eventually, but it took a few months. So when you hear advice from a podcaster or a coach on Instagram or someone with a really successful blog, before you act on it, pause and ask yourself, what phase of business are they in? Do they have the same responsibilities or resources I do? And are they giving advice that applies to my season or theirs? Because someone who's 15 years in with 1 million followers and a full team, they're not in the hustle phase anymore. And that's okay, but they might not be able to fully relate to what you're navigating right now. And heck, even my advice might not make sense for you. For example, I don't have kids, and if you do, or if your lifestyle looks very different from mine, then my routines and tips may not align or make sense with your reality. And that's completely okay. Always honor your life and your season. Now, I want to be clear about something. Rest is still essential, even in the hustle phase. But here's the deal. When you start noticing signs of burnout creeping up, don't wait until it completely breaks you. Take some intentional time off, even if it's just a weekend or a few days. If you're in years 1 to 5 of your business, you may not be able to take off a month or 2 months, and that's okay. But when you do take time off, prepare for it. That means letting clients or students know in advance, setting up auto responses, or pre-scheduling content if needed. Treat it like a sacred container. That way you can rest without derailing your momentum. Okay, so now what can you do if you are in the beginning stages of building your business? Well, in the beginning, you need to find ways to take breaks that are short but deep. And what I mean by that is take a day off, but completely disconnect and go really deep into a relaxing, slow state. That means don't plan anything, don't have a schedule, go with the flow of your energy, slow down every part of your day. That means when you're in the shower, taking your time, when you're making your coffee or your tea in the morning, just slow down and take your time. And then finally, do something that you enjoy purely for fun, not because you need to produce something or you need to have a specific outcome. And if you only have a day or two, go deep. Surrender to those layers of nourishment faster so you can come back with a full cup. Now, if you're in this boat and you're early on in building your business, I want you to practice taking time off and going deep faster. And practice shortening the time it takes you to get into those really delicious states of rest. Now, maybe you only have an hour. In that case, practice flipping that hyper-productive go, go, go switch off and immediately entering a state of rest. That might look like taking a nap, doing some meditation, or it could simply just be you sitting outside with no phone, your feet in the grass, and you're looking up at the sky and the trees. Just practice going deep fast. I had to learn how to take power naps. They never made sense to me. Like, how does someone nap for 20 minutes and feel refreshed? It used to take me 20 minutes just to fall asleep. When I used to nap, it was like a 2 to 3 hour minimum nap. There was no such thing as quick. But I practiced shutting everything down and falling asleep faster. Now I can take a power nap and bounce back really quickly. I do want to note, though, it also helped when I started remineralizing my body and balancing my hormones. But that's a whole other conversation for another episode. For now, just be honest about where you are in your business. How much time can you truly afford to take off and completely disappear? That awareness will help you take the kind of breaks that actually serve you, not sabotage you. Now, I do want to mention real quickly, if you are an intuitive entrepreneur who owns a spiritual or wellness business and you're trying to figure out how to stay aligned in your business while still building something that supports your energy, I have a free ritual checklist that might really help. It's called the Aligned Offer Ritual and Checklist, and it's a beautiful way to reconnect to your purpose while still getting clear on what you should be giving your energy to, especially during high focus seasons like this one. You can grab it for free on my website, BELLARUNA.com. I'll also have the link in my show notes. If this is something you're struggling with, I really hope it helps you find clarity and reconnect with your purpose. And to close this episode out, I want you to remember that in the early years of business, you will have to say no to things. You might miss out on some things. You will probably need to make sacrifices to make sure you can create space, time, and energy to really nourish the foundation of your business. You're building something big, something sacred. Keep going. The long game is where the real magic lives. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Reiki Witch podcast, Strategies for Mystics. If you have any questions or suggestions, or maybe you have a topic that you would like me to cover and discuss, please use the link in my show notes to submit that form. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, if there's a topic that you really want me to cover or talk about, let me know. I would love to do it. In the meantime, thank you all again. Happy full moon. Stay magical. And until next time.